Shalom. It's been a while since I've done a live, so I thought I'd do the countdown so I could get everything set up. But yeah, just give me a second. Set up. But yeah, just give me a second. Yeah, sorry for the, because I gotta keep my eyes on the chat as well. I see Diane, Pam, and Tracy, you're here. I wonder where Babel is because he was asking me about doing this live. So, I figured since it's been about 3, 4, maybe 5 months, me live. Let me see real quick. Give me a second. All right. So I'm gonna be looking in the chat as well, and let me know if I start breaking up at any point. Yeah, let me know if I start breaking up at any point. So this live, we'll be talking about the book of Nahum, the book of Malachi, and the book of Micah. And these would be called the minor prophets. Excuse me, I had to drink some water. And maybe afterwards, I could go into some of this stuff about what's been going on around the world as well. Since this is, I deal a lot with end time prophecy. So hold on real quick. I thought you were a mod already, Tracy, so I had to make you a mod. Hello, Arctic Timberwolf. So let's see. I'm gonna get in here and do this. Give me a second. Share the screen real quick. But while I'm getting this screen ready, man, it's cold. It's so cold up here. Let me get this ready. So let me see here. And we're back. Oh boy, this is the worst day ever, I tell you. If it ain't one thing, it's another. But anyway, we're back. Oh boy, this is all right. So as I was saying before, I was before my my Alcatel just cut off on its own, so I don't know what's going on with that. My battery is fully charged, but as I was saying before, be covering the book of Nineveh, be covering the book of Nahum, the book of Micah, and Malachi, as the title says. And the only reason why I'm covering the book of Nahum is because Jamie has been asking me for I don't know how long. Hold on. All right. All right. So let me get this screen shared and get straight into it. Let me see here. Share screen. Let's hope there's no more mishaps. All right. There we go. I kind of want to make sure I'm not breaking up or anything. But as I was saying before as well, I start breaking up at any point. Type of child or else or something like that. Which it kind of sounds like I'm breaking up. So I gotta go somewhere else. I gotta go somewhere else. Oh, ain't nothing working right today, man. Nothing working right. All right, type of one if you guys hear me clearly, and type of two if you can't. Yeah, I sound like I'm going in and out. All right, so I got one in the chat. So, all right, so again, Jamie. Man, what is going on today? Give me a second, y'all. I'm about to go into this cold, freezer-like garage real quick. Give me a second, because my connection is just all over the place right now. Hold on. All right, 1 second. 1 second. All right. Now let me know if you guys can hear me clearly now. Because I don't want to get started and then I start breaking up. All right, good. So let me go and grab me another coat because it's cold in here. Sorry. Oh man, it's so cold. I literally gotta wear 2 coats to keep warm up here. This is insane. But anyway, let me get back to sharing the screen one more time and see if it'll allow me to do this again. Sorry for the technical difficulties that I'm having right now, but just bear with me real quick. All right. Yeah, it's like 4 p.m. here, and it's like 48 degrees today. 4 p.m. 48 degrees. Last night it was like I think it was like 30 degrees out here last night. Either way, it's just too cold. But yeah, let me get this screen blown up. So I want to cover this first because this is what Jamie was asking me to cover, and not Micah, but Nahum. And actually, I gotta go to chapter 1 because I was just looking over this earlier and stuff. Because Jamie had brought up this video or this movie, if you guys seen it in the Discord. He was talking about some movie where he was talking about some movie that had Nahum 3:6, I believe. I forgot the name of the movie though, or something that he was watching. You guys will know if you're in the Discord what I'm talking about. But this deals with Nineveh, right? So it's talking about when the Israelites, children of Israel, Jews, Hebrews, whatever you want to call them, they're all the same people. When I believe this is when Nineveh was one of their top enemies or whatever. So I'm gonna read this. Let's talk about the burden of Nineveh. So it says here, let me blow this up so you guys can see it as well. All right, that should be good right there. All right, so the burden of Nineveh, the book of the vision of Nahum. So as I was saying in the Discord when I was saying how Nahum was one of the minor prophets, which means it was like one of the shortest books that was written. So yeah, Arctic. I'm not in San Francisco though. That's the thing. Where I am colder than San Francisco. But anyway, So the burden of Nineveh, the book of the vision of Nahum the Elkoshite. God is jealous, and the Lord revengeth. The Lord revengeth and is furious. The Lord will take vengeance on his adversaries, and he reserveth wrath for his enemies. I probably, you guys probably might see me doing a few more lives coming up too. I'm gonna finish that book of Jeremiah. I'm gonna finish the book of Jeremiah because I had stopped midway in that book. And some of the stuff that's going on right now is very interesting. What's going on right now, and it reminds me of what Jeremiah was talking about. But to continue on with this, kind of not going to try and drag this live out that long. I want to kind of keep it 2 hours. Well, maybe at the 3 hour mark. So yeah. So excuse me. So it says the Lord is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. The Lord hath his way in the whirlwind and in the storm. And this is why this is what made me actually think about Job and Jeremiah. When you read those two books there. Let me see here. If Jamie didn't ask me to do this study, I would. I probably might talk about it's kind of touchy there, Tracy, because if I talk about that, then I gotta move around some things with my wording, because you know how YouTube is. So I'm gonna give you a little. I'm gonna give some people some hints and some clues to what's up with those purple lights, and I'm just gonna give you a hint. What do you think blue light is for? And I'm gonna just leave it at that. It's to find substances that you can't see with your naked eye. So, just going to give you guys a little teaser before we get into the purple light thing. I probably might do that this show or something. But Book of Nahum is like 3 chapters. I probably might just read Nahum and we can get into that. We could have a little discussion about some current events that's been, taking place recently. But let me get through these 3 chapters and we jump right into that. And I'm going to also be going into some other stuff just as a friendly reminder for those that, might have forgotten. But it says the Lord is slow to anger and great in wrath, and will not acquit the wicked. It will not at all acquit the wicked. The Lord hath his way in the whirlwind and the storm, and the clouds are the dust of his feet. He rebukes the sea, which rebuketh mean rebuke. They just put a th at the end of it. So, and maketh it dry, and drive it up. All the rivers, Bashan languish, and Carmel, and the flower of Lebanon languish. The mountains quake at him, and the hills melt. And see, most of this stuff, I'm gonna see if I can find some. I'm gonna see if I can find some video I can play, but I'm not gonna probably try to incorporate video because I don't know who has copyrights on their videos or not. But indeed, verse 5 here is happening right now in our time. When he talks about the hills melting like wax in a flame in certain scriptures and stuff, it's talking about landslides. Okay, it's the only way you could look at a mountain or a hill melting like wax in a flame. And the earth is burned at his presence. And this is let me see, because this is why I wanted to do Malachi. That's the reason why I wanted to do I think it was Malachi or Micah. I forget. I'm gonna get into that though. Then we could talk about some of this stuff, some current events. So if you guys got any requests, and hello, Lynn. Hope everything's going fine with you. Hello, Rita. Hope everything's going fine with you too. Okay, so at his presence, yeah, the world and all that dwell therein. Who can stand before his indignation, and who could abide in his fierceness, in the fierceness of his anger? His fury is poured out like fire, and the rocks are thrown down by him. The Lord is good, a stronghold in the day of trouble. And the day of trouble is, this day of trouble here could be talking about a few things. Talks about the day of trouble could be what we all know to be the tribulation, or it could be the days of calamities, which we would read further on in here when we read about in chapter 3, talk about what happened to Nineveh, because this is what this book is written about, the destruction of Nineveh. But I kind of want to just read this from chapter 1-3, because it's not only is it the shortest book, but you want to know exactly what's going on in his time from chapter 1 to chapter 3. So just throwing that out there. The Lord is good, a stronghold in the day of trouble, and he knoweth them that trust in him. But with an overrunning flood, he will make an utter end of that place thereof. Talk about Nineveh. And darkness shall pursue his enemies. You guys are going to see why I keep saying Nineveh. Do ye imagine against the Lord? He will make an utter end. Affliction shall not rise up the second time. For while they be folded together as thorns, and while they are drunken as drunkards, they shall be devoured as stubble, fully dry. And this is the same type of thing that Micah, I think it's Micah or Malachi. I get them kind of mixed up. This same stuff he was talking about, and those two, Micah and Malachi, are also minor prophets. If you, well, that's for anybody that, got a Hebrew Bible, right? Let's see here. There is one come out of thee that imagineth evil against the Lord, a wicked counselor. Thus saith the Lord, though they be quiet and likewise many, yet thus shall they be cut down when he shall pass through. Though I have afflicted thee, I will afflict thee no more. And this is talking about, the children of Israel. For now I will break his yoke from off thee and will burst thy bonds in sunder. And the Lord hath given a commandment concerning thee, that no more of thy name be sown out of the house of thy gods. Will I cut off the graven image and the molten image. I will make thy grave, for thou art vile. Behold, upon the mountains the feet of him that bringeth good tidings, that publisheth peace. O Judah, keep thy solemn feasts, perform thy vows, for the wicked shall no more pass through thee. He is utterly cut off. So we understand that this was around the time when they were basically under the law, what people would say under the law. And people use that term loosely, under the law. Well, to even be under a law, you would have to have broken a law. That's why we hear in Galatians 5, when it says, if you walk by the Spirit, you won't fulfill the lust of the flesh, and how the flesh basically wrestles with the Spirit, and It gives us the breakdown of the works of the flesh, which is breaking God's law, and the work of the spirit, which would be in line with God's law. And I'm talking about moral law. I'm not talking about feast days and sacrifices. For those that don't know exactly what law I'm talking about. So it says the overthrow of Nineveh. Blow this up so you guys can read along with me. Okay. The overthrow of Nineveh. So this whole book was talking about that time period where Nineveh and the Israelites were basically at war with one another. He that dashes some pieces has come up before thy face. Keep the munition, watch the way, make thy loins strong, fortify thy power mightily. For the Lord hath turned away the excellency of Jacob as the excellency of Israel. And Israel basically is the northern kingdom, as many know or should know, if you do the study. For the emptiers have emptied them out and marred their vine branches. The shield of his mighty men is made red. The valiant men are in scarlet. The chariots shall be with flaming torches in the day of his preparation, and the fir trees shall be terribly shaken. Chariots shall rage in the streets. They shall justle. I don't know what that word means, but anyway, against one another in the broad ways. They shall seem like torches, as they shall run like the lightnings. He shall recount his worthiness. They shall stumble in their walk. They shall make haste to the wall thereof, and the defense shall be prepared. The gates of the rivers shall be open, and the palace shall be dissolved. As Huzzah shall be led away captive, she shall be brought up, and her maids shall lead her as with the voice of doves tabering upon their breasts. But Nineveh is of old like a pool of water, yet they shall flee away. Stand, stand, shall they cry, but none shall look back. Take ye the spoil of silver, take ye the spoil of gold, for there is none end of the store and glory out of all the pleasant furniture, which they did. I mean, some of these translations, I'll read King James Version, but some of these translations don't really too much make sense, to be honest. But again, she is emptied and void and waste, and the heart melteth, and the knees smite together, and much pain is in all in all loins, and the faces of them all gather blackness. Where is the dwelling of the lions, and the feeding place of the young lions, where the lion, even the old lion, walketh, and the lions whelp, and none made them afraid? The lion did tear in pieces enough for his whelps, and strangled for his lionesses, which is female lions, by the way, filled his holes with prey, and his dens with ravin. Behold, I'm against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will burn her chariots in the smoke, and the sword shall devour thy young lions. I will cut off thy prey from the earth, and the voice of thy messengers shall be no more heard. And that kind of sounds like Revelation 18, if you ask me. But it's a different time period. And we know that the Most High moves in the same way. He don't change anything that he's going to do. He's going to do the same. Just like I was bringing up that one time, how Revelation has a few of those plagues from Egypt in there. So there's that. You got blood rivers, you got frogs mentioned there. You know, the 3 unclean spirits come out of the mouth of the beast and out of the mouth of the false prophet and out of the mouth of the dragon. And they were the spirit, they look, you know, spirits like frogs came out of their mouths, right? So there you have that frog mentioned in Revelation, same kind of plague. Well, the Egyptians didn't have frogs coming out of their mouth, but I'm just saying that some of the plagues that were in Exodus, the 10 plagues of Egypt, are mentioned in the book of Revelation. Not all, some. All right, so it says, woe to the bloody city. It is full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not. The noise of the whip, the noise of the rattling of the wheels, and of the prancing horses, and of the jumping chariots. The horsemen lifted up, the horsemen lifted up both the bright sword and the glittering spear, and there is a multitude of slain and a great number of carcasses, and there is no end of their corpses. They stumble upon their corpses. Because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts, that selleth nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcrafts. And we're getting to the verse that Jamie said that movie had mentioned right here, but we're going to get a little bit of what it's talking about when this verse right here is mentioned, the highlighted one. Let me see. Just blow it up a little bit more so y'all can see it a little bit more clearly, because I'm looking at it on my phone. It kind of looks small. All right, so behold, I'm against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. And I will cast abominable filth upon thee, and make thee vow, and will set thee as a gazing stock. And it shall come to pass that all they that look upon thee shall flee from thee, and say, Nineveh is laid waste. Who will bemoan her? Whence shall I seek comforters for her? Art thou better than Populus? Yeah, I believe that's Populus. No, that was situate. I don't know. Some of these words just I don't know. Among the rivers that had the waters round about it, whose rampart was the sea, and her wall was from the sea. Ethiopia and Egypt were her strength, and it was infinite. Put in Lubim, however you pronounce it. I'm trying my best. I could just hit the word and just, play how to pronounce it, but, were thy helpers. Yet was she carried away, she went into captivity. Her young children also were dashed in pieces at the top of all the streets, and they cast lots for honorable men, and all her great men were bound in chains. Thou also shalt be drunken, thou shalt be hid, thou shalt seek strength because of the enemy. All thy strongholds shall be like fig trees, and the first ripe figs, if they be shaken, they shall even fall into the mouth of the eater. Behold, thy people in the midst of thee are women. The gates of the land of thy land shall be set wide open unto thine enemies. The fire shall devour thy bars. Draw thee waters for the siege. Fortify thy strongholds. Go into clay and tread the mortar. Tread the mortar. Make strong the brickland. There shall the fire devour thee. The sword shall cut thee off and shall eat thee up like the cankerworm. Make make thyself as the cankerworm, make thyself as the locust. And this reminds me of another thing. Talk about the, cankerworms and the locusts and the other stuff. I believe that was in, what book was that in? I think that was in Jeremiah. Very last chapters of Jeremiah somewhere. Anyway. Thou hast multiplied thy merchants above the stars of heaven. The cankerworm spoileth and flieth away. Thy crown are as the locusts, and thy captains are as the great grasshoppers, which camp in the hedges of the cold day, but when the sun ariseth, shall flee away, and their place is not known where they are. The shepherds slumber, O king of Assyria. Thy nobles shall dwell in the dust. Thy people is scattered upon the mountains, and no man gathereth them. There is no healing of thy bruise. Thy wound is grievous. All that hear the brute, all that hear the brute of thee shall clap the hands over thee, and upon whom have not thy wickedness passed continually. So that's what this was about. And thank you, Arctic, for for the birthday wishes, but I don't really celebrate it. In fact, today is the worst day ever for me, so I'm just kind of ready for it to be over. But let me see here. Let me see if I can find which one I was looking for. I think it's in Malachi 3. I believe it is. It's in Malachi 3? No. All right, so this is the purifier. We know who this is, right? The purifier. Right, this is our Old Testament, most Old Testament, some or most of these Old Testament prophecies. People will say everything in the Old Testament pointed to Christ. Not everything pointed to Christ. Because Christ said out of his own mouth, he came to fulfill the Psalms, the prophets, he came to fulfill the law, the Psalms, and the prophets concerning him. Not concerning everything, but concerning him. So like this right here in Malachi 3, this was concerning him. This is what he came. This is one of the things he fulfilled. Right? Because we all know that this is the prophecy of the coming Messiah in the New Testament, right? Behold, I will send my messenger, and he shall prepare the way before me. And the Lord whom ye seek shall suddenly come to his temple, even the messenger of the covenant, whom ye delight in. Behold, he shall come, saith the Lord of hosts. And this is talking about the Father here, right? Let's just have a little fun here, because people use these words, Lord, and stuff like that, right? So this is talking about the Father here, right? This is talking about the Father. So when we see the word Lord, it doesn't necessarily say this is Christ talking. This is his Father here talking, right? The existing one, the proper name of the one true God. This is talking about Christ's Father, Jehovah or Yahuwah or Jehovah in our English, self-existent or eternal, right? And you go down here and you see that he mentioned in Leviticus, Exodus, all throughout the Old Testament. Here it is down here, Jehovah, Yahuwah, the YHWH or YHVH. The V in Hebrew is a Vav, and the Vav is either a W or a V, right? So you could say Yahuwah, Jehovah. Either one is still in that same bracket. So it says, name of the supreme God amongst the Hebrews. The later Hebrews, for some centuries before the time of Christ, see that? Either misled by false interpretation of certain laws, or else following some old, and they say is superstitious, which, yeah. So you gotta, so it's going to tell you everything about this name down here. But they say that his name is so holy that it might not even be pronounced. So it doesn't say his name is so holy that you don't say his name, because I could take you to a verse right now that says call upon his name, right? It's in, what is that? Right. I don't have no problem at least trying to call on his name, right? Because if that's the case, this passage right here wouldn't say this, right? This right here wouldn't say this. Psalm 68:4. Sing unto God, sing praises to his name, extol him that rideth upon the heavens by his name, Yah. In the English, is Jah, and rejoice before him. So they wouldn't put his name in the Bible and just say, don't read his name. His name is too, holy for you to read. No, he wouldn't have gave his name in the Bible. So moving on back to this. I just wanted to point that out, that the Lord in the Old Testament is Christ's Father, right? Just pointing that out. So whenever you see Lord in the Old Testament, it's not talking about Christ, it's talking about his Father. When you see Lord in the New Testament, talking about Christ. Now, I could show you proof of that. And notice how the all capital, let me just do this for you guys real quick. Show you the difference. And then I'll continue moving on. Show you the difference of why I'm saying what I'm saying, because the Bible says prove all things, right? So you got to prove everything you say, especially when it's coming to the scriptures. So we're going to just type in this word, Lord. Find a New Testament passage. I'm going to show you the difference between the Lord in the New Testament and the Lord in the Old Testament. The Lord in the Old Testament is all capital. It's all caps, right? You go down to the New Testament. Let's see here. It's old. Okay, Matthew. Let's go to Matthew, right? This by no means. See how this one is not cap? No caps there. Oops. No caps there. But this right here, we see it's talking about Christ here. One cap L, O-R-D. And then you got all cap. That's the Father, right? So you got the difference between the two. You go into Greek 2962. Kurios, right? And it just tells you who it is. This title is given to God and the Messiah, right? So, like I say, when I say like Father, like Son, you guys understand what I say when I say that. All right, so back to this. But who may abide in the day of his coming, and who shall stand when he appeareth? For he is like the refiner's fire and like fuller's soap. We understand this is talking about, the prophecy of when Christ comes the first and second time. This right here is talking about the last days. So it says, and he shall sit as a refiner and purifier of silver, and he shall purify the sons of Levi and purge them as gold and silver, that they might offer unto the Lord and offering in righteousness. Then shall the offering of Judah and Jerusalem be pleasant unto the Lord, as in the days of old. as in former years. So when you read that, Malachi comes well after the Exodus, well after Leviticus, well after Deuteronomy, right? So it says this is going to happen again. Is it going to happen right now? No. It's going to happen more than likely when he comes back. And it says, I will come near to you in judgment, and I will be a swift witness against the sorcerers and against the adulterers. And then, same thing that I'm not going to jump around today, but same thing we read in Revelations. These are the same people that's getting judged, right? And I will be a swift witness against the sorcerers and against the adulterers and against the false swearers and against those that oppress the hireling and his wages, the widow and the fatherless, they that turn aside the stranger from his right and fear not me, saith the Lord of hosts. For I'm the Lord, I change not. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. Even from the days of your fathers, ye are gone away from mine ordinances and have not kept them. Return unto me, and I will return unto you, saith the Lord of hosts. But ye said, wherewith shall we return? And then this is what a lot of churches use right here to to galvanize their congregations into paying tithes. And tithes wasn't even money back then, it was food. Which is what we're going to read right now. Will a man rob God? And I remember this part right here, Malachi, being preached as, oh no, you're supposed to give 10%. No. 10% of what? Money? Or was it 10% of their crops and their cattle and stuff like that? Let's read it. Will a man rob God? Yet ye have robbed me. But ye say, wherein have we robbed thee? In tithes and offerings. You're cursed with a curse, for ye have robbed me, even this whole nation. Bring ye all of the storehouse, that there may be meat in mine house, and prove me now herewith, saith the Lord of hosts, if I will not open you the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing, that there shall not be room enough to receive it, and I will rebuke the devourer for your sake, and you shall not destroy the fruits of your ground, neither shall your vine cast her fruit before the time of the field, saith the Lord of hosts. And all nations shall call you blessed, for ye shall be a delightsome land, saith the Lord of hosts. Your words have been stout against me, saith the Lord. Yet you say, what have we spoken so much against thee? Ye have said it is vain to serve God. It's vain to keep his commandments and all that stuff, right? And what profit is it that we have kept his ordinances? That's what he was talking about, keeping the commandments. And that we have walked mournfully before the Lord of hosts. Now we call the proud happy. Yeah, they that work wickedness are set up. Yeah, they that tempt God are even delivered. And this is the book of remembrance here. And here is basically the nail in the coffin to most false doctrine dealing with this tithing thing and other false doctrines that people say the law is done away with, or, like Perry, if you know the difference between good and evil, then you're a sinner, right? Well, this one speaks against what Perry teaches on his channel. Then they that feared the Lord spake often one to another, and the Lord hearkened and heard it, and a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feareth the Lord and that thought upon his name. And they shall be mine, saith the Lord of hosts. In that day, when I make up my jewels, I will spare them, as a man spareth his own son that serveth him. Then, somebody tag Perry. Share this video and tag Perry. Then shall ye return to discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serveth God and him that serveth him not. Then there's other verses that talk about knowing the difference between good and evil and, stuff like that. Stuff that Perry preaches against, right? Because Perry don't believe exactly what the Bible says. He only believes what he creates in his own little mind. But yeah, let me see here. Let's go into Micah 4. This is another another prophecy here. I believe it is Micah 4, right? It is Micah 4. Micah 4. And then we get into talking about some current events, right? Can't talk about too much though, because YouTube is gonna flatline my channel. Peaceful latter days. Let's talk about the last days. Right? We know it ain't peaceful now, so and it ties in with Isaiah 2, right? Ties in with Isaiah 2. This is also talking about a prophecy dealing with the last days. Right? When it talks about them beating their plowshares and the hooks and their spears and the pruning hooks. And it talks about they shall learn war no more. Well, there's still war going on. So we know this ain't happening now, but it's going to happen. Right? This is Isaiah 2. And this is talking about the same thing. That's why I put the little header right here, the cross reference. But in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established on the top of mountains, and it shall be exalted above hills, and people shall flow into it. This also ties in with Zechariah 14, which is what I was talking about a couple of days ago in the Discord, when it says all the families of the earth shall go up from year to year to Jerusalem to worship the King and to keep the Feast of Tabernacles. But that's only when he returns. For those that might think I'm Judaizing, as they say. Says, and many nations shall come and say, let us go up to the mountain of the Lord and to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For the law shall go forth out of Zion, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. And he shall judge among many people and rebuke strong nations from afar off. They shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up a sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. Same thing that Isaiah was talking about here. When we read this little right here, Isaiah 2 to 4, it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established on the top of mountains and shall be exalted above hills. All nations shall flow into it. And many people shall go and say, come, ye, let us go up to the mountain of the Lord. So it's the same thing, same exact thing, just in a different place. So we see the same thing concerning the last days being repeated over and over and over. It's nothing that changes, right? So it says here, and they shall sit every man under his vine under his fig tree, and none shall make them afraid. For the mouth of the Lord of hosts have spoken it. So we know when he says something, it's going to happen. He ain't just going to say something and it's not going to happen. For all people will walk, everyone in the name of his God. And this is a little g. This isn't, You guys know what I'm talking about. Blow it up a little bit so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. This is not talking about the Most High here. Let's click this word, H430. Right. We know that this word means Elohim, and it, means judges, rulers, divine ones, angels, gods with a little g, then plural, God, goddesses, God-like one, works or special possessions of God. That's the real God, the true God. But this one right here, when it's talking about them walking in the name of his own God, it's talking about, false gods, idols, could refer to angels, right? And we will walk in the name of the Lord, our God, forever and ever. So, there are people out here worshiping other gods. So In that day, saith the Lord, will I assemble her that halteth, and will gather her out of her that is driven out, and her that I have afflicted. Talk about Israel. And I will make her that halted a remnant, and her that was cast far off a strong nation, and the Lord shall reign over the mount of Zion, over them in Mount Zion, from henceforth even forever. We understand this is alluding to, scriptures like Zechariah 14, Revelation 21, Revelation 22, so on and so forth. And thou, O tower of the flock, the stronghold of the daughter of Zion, unto thee shall it come, even the first dominion. The kingdom shall come to the daughter of Jerusalem. Excuse me, guys. Now, why dost thou cry aloud? Is there no king in thee? Is thy counselor perished? For pangs have taken thee as a woman in travail. Be in pain and labor to bring forth, O daughter of Zion, like a woman in travail. Where have we heard this before? Like a woman in travail. For now shalt thou go forth out of the city, and thou shalt dwell in the field, and thou shalt go even to Babylon. There shalt thou be delivered. We know this ain't talking about ancient Babylon. There, because we know this ain't talking about Babylon for the simple fact that Babylon was the first kingdom, right? So it says here, there shalt thou be delivered. There the Lord shall redeem thee from the hand of thine enemies. Now also many nations are gathered against thee, that say, let her be defiled, and let our eye look upon Zion. Excuse me, to blow that down a little bit. But they know not the thoughts of the Lord, neither understand they his counsel, for he shall gather them as the sheaves into the floor. Arise and thresh, O daughter of Zion, for I will make thine horn iron, and I will make thine hoofs brass, and thou shalt beat in pieces many people, and I will consecrate their gain unto the Lord, and their substance unto the Lord of the whole earth. And that's the end of that. So, let's talk current events, y'all. Let's talk current events. I just wanted to bring some of that up because that ties in, with last days, what we currently seeing. I was trying to find the one that was talking about the hills is going to melt like wax in the flame and stuff like that. And it's all that kind of stuff is also mentioned in the book of Enoch, which I know most of y'all don't subscribe to. And I'm talking about the first book of Enoch. I'm not talking about second Enoch, third Enoch. And as I explained many times before, that there were two Enochs in the Bible. So when they put that second and third book of Enoch into that complete 1, 2, 3, Enoch 1, 2, and 3, that they probably took the Enoch that came from Cain and mixed that in with the Enoch that came from Jared. So just bringing that up. So let me see here. Let's get into some current events. Let me stop sharing my screen real quick. Right. Stop sharing real quick. Now, somebody asked, I believe it was Tracy earlier that asked about, let me see if I can bring something up without actually, let me see. Cause I don't want to bring up nothing on my channel. And then I show I show like the CVS, and I start talking about, if you guys don't know what the CVS is, I'll tell you in Discord. But for many of you guys should know what I mean when I say CVS. It happened in 19, right? But anyway, see, I gotta kind of beat around the words I'm gonna use when it comes to this black. Let me see. All right. So this is what Tracy was asked about earlier. I probably might I might have to change the description to say, like, talk about and current events, because people are gonna think that I'm just reading these books and that's all I'm gonna be looking like. That's all they're gonna probably looking for. All right. So let's just look through a little bit of this, and I'm going to try my best to beat around my explanation of why I think this stuff is popping up, right? Because this is what I mentioned earlier in the beginning. Let's bring this up. Blue light, right? My space bar is jammed, right? Blue light. Let's look at blue light. Let's see here. Let's get some images. Is it a blue light? What is that? What's the light that picked up all the stuff that you can't see? Blue light. Yeah, this ain't what I'm looking for. Let me create another tab real quick and see if I can find something. What is that? Is it a blue light or is it that other? Let me see. Black light. Is it? Let me see. Black light. Images. Oh yeah, it is. It's the black light. I'm sorry. It's the black light. Let me show you. Show y'all this here. Oops. Don't want to do that. Oh, I never knew that. If you accidentally move your tab, it'll take it down. All right. I know something about that now. All right, so let me find this other tab because let me see. Here it is, right here. All right, let me put this up here. All right, so I'm gonna have to, let's just use this one here. Use this picture right here. Right. Let's go over. You see the color of this black light, right? And you see what this black light does, right? You see that right there, right? So let's just say this, right? Those purple lights ain't really those purple lights ain't really purple lights. Those purple lights are black lights. Right? Let's do a little comparison here. Right? This is the color of a black light. I don't want to because it's a picture here that doesn't look like I could even, that picture there, but so this is what a black light looks like, right? It looks black, but it's not. It's purple. So why is it all these purple lights, which is really a black light, that can basically do this? Why is all this stuff popping up? Well, if you guys understand, let me just, oh my goodness, I kind of want to, I kind of want to bring it up. I kind of want to pull it up, but I'm afraid if I pull it up, then they're going to take my channel down. You know what? Let's just say, how could I say this? All right, let me see how I could word this. Let me just look at this real quick, and let's just see how I could and put this in better words. All right, so is it a coincidence that these purple lights started popping up? Let's say yeah, let's just say, well, you guys already know what I'm gonna say. You already know what I'm talking about. But let's just say this. These purple lights, right? Purple light, black light, whatever, ultraviolet light, right? Is it a coincidence that all these lights start popping up around a certain time that certain something was being administered? I mean, it's just a coincidence, I guess, right? Are purple street lights really a part of a nefarious? Look at this. Look, let's read this. Let's read this because I like it when they use the word spirits. You know, look at this. Let's read this article right here. Let's all have a good laugh. Missouri and Illinois street lights turning purple, flaw or evil? So this is what they say. This is what they say. Let's blow it up so you guys can read along. It says, if you laugh at this, I'll understand. People have noticed some highway and street lights have turned purple. Now, the way they said that this thing happened is that they put regular lights in, and these lights, so-called, just out of the blue changed purple. Street lights, just, out of the blue. I don't want to be a regular street light. I want to be a purple light. It's a real thing, and there is a real explanation explaining it away. But there are many who believe there are nefarious reasons why the light color change is happening. I hope they don't say what I'm trying to avoid saying here, but let's just read it. Let's take a little chance with this. We could all use a good laugh on these explanations of why they say this stuff is happening. If you Google why are street lights turning purple, your jaw will drop when you see how many news stories have been done on the subject. It's happening across the country. And I've found stories about the street lights issued in Missouri and Illinois too. News Channel 20 out of Springfield explored why it's happening. They quote one of the engineers in Springfield who mentioned it was a hint, hint, flawed batch of LEDs received years ago. So these things were received years ago. And they all of a sudden just now started just turning purple. They were already flawed years ago. Let's keep reading. That have filters that are failing. Oh, failing filters and lights. I didn't even know a light had a filter. Did you guys know a light had a filter? Let's keep reading though. If you can accept at face value, mystery solved. That's if you can accept that at face value, then the mystery solved. However, there are a growing number of people who are questioning how this is happening simultaneously across the country. This guy did his own research into the possibility. You guys, look at this. Now, I just looked at this article today. I didn't even know. I didn't even know that this article said what I just said when I was talking about the black light, right? But it says right here, if you can accept that at face value, mystery solved. However, there are a growing number of people who are questioning how this is happening simultaneously across the country. This guy did his own research into the possibility that it is really a black light surveillance network being set up. Oh, wow. Didn't I just show you guys the color of a black light here? So I'm obviously not the first person saying this. Let's see when this article came out, by the way. January 21st, 2022, right? Let's go down here. Let's keep reading because I'm pretty sure it gets a little better, right? They probably might give us an explanation of when these and why these street lights start popping up, right? Yeah, and I know, I've seen it. You know, I've been looking all over, right? So I've seen it popping up in Europe. I've been seeing it popping up in China. They got videos of it popping up in some parts of Saudi Arabia. I mean, all the light bulbs. So I got a question. Is the United States of America the main manufacturer of all these LED lights that are just turning purple for some odd reason? They're just out of the blue turning purple. And they look like black lights. You know, the light that you could use to see substances that you can't really see with the naked eye. Like if somebody clean up some blood and they bleach and they bleach and they bleach and they wipe all the blood away, don't you know when the cops come in and they want to do an investigation at a crime scene, they break out the black light and you can see everything that they tried to clean up? Yeah. So let's see here. I'm normally a believer of the simplest answer. Is, hold on. This sentence don't make sense, but I'm gonna try and read it. I am normally a believer of the simplest answer is normally the right one. But I think it is highly suspicious that this is happening in Missouri, Illinois, Ohio, Florida, and I could go on and on and on. It's literally all over the country. Tampa, Florida is another place, right? This is in Florida. There's another one in, what city is this? The Purple Lights Conundrum. So they say, yeah, it's a conspiracy theory that are a dime a dozen these days, but I'm not the only person asking the question if there's something more to this. Oh, I know what's going on. I know what's going on. Let's see here. Let's see if I can just sneak this in real quick. I know what's going on here. I know what's going on. We all should know what's going on, right? They got the article out. I mean, you could find numerous. I know what's going on. Just funny how they have this name here, right? I mean, let me get off that before I get in trouble. They already took a video down with me explaining this. Let's see. Arctic, I see what you're saying. You saying that. Let's see here. Melvin, cops can't simply shine black light on a crime scene. They have to first do some things. Like what? Let's see here. Let's read. Let's read. Silent Rivers. I can't say that. Look at this. I can't say what Silent Rivers just said here, but I'm going to highlight it so you guys can read it for yourself. Look at that. Maybe it activates some kind of function with the you know what I just showed you additive in the you know what hint hint in the in the jabbing match that Mike Tyson and they got left hook, right hook, and they got the jabs, right? The boxers. We're just talking about boxing here, right? But anyway, let's see here. Let's look at all the comments here. Vancouver, Canada as well. Iowa, rural area, Iowa. Des Moines. 6 months ago. That was posted a week ago. This was posted 3 weeks ago. It says here, bogus. The first blue light in my city appeared last year. They put a row of 5 or so in a very odd, not very frequent area by an old theater. I think they were just testing them. All of a sudden, a year later, they are installing them all over the city. Now they are downtown on the highway entries, etc. They are a huge pain in the you know what and very hard to see anything. I almost ran a guy over the other day. He was wearing all black, walking under a light, and I couldn't even see him. Black light. But anyway, the Smith Station, Alabama. Look, all the reports coming. This is obviously a public safety tool for surveillance or policing. It is not coincidental. The lights range from blue to purple. And he gets into all this stuff about light spectrum and stuff like that. Let's see what else. It's in Oregon too. Not a bad batch of lights either. That's BS. Rumored to be toxic. You know what? 5G being exposed to everybody, but that's a conspiracy theory. Let's just be safe and say that's a conspiracy theory. Let's keep moving on. But this guy right here, where is he at? This guy right here, Silent Rivers, he hit that was 20 hours ago. He hit the needle, he hit the head, he hit the nail on the head. Because see, this is exactly what's going on. See, because if you want to find out if let me see what's going on with my color here. What did I do? Let me see. Sorry guys, give me a second. I gotta change this. No, it's not that. It's not that either. What's going on? Why is my thing all black? I'm sorry, guys. I hit something and it turned my what's his name? Black. Let me see. Lighten displays. Let's see. I'll figure it out. I'll change it back when I get off this live. But anyway, right here, Oh, wait, up here. I see it now. No, that's the reading list. What the heck did I do to change my thing black like that? Anyway, I'll figure it out when I get off here. But yeah. Let's see what else we can find here. I'm gonna do one more. Let's just pick it at random. Let's see here. I want to see if they got another city. Milwaukee. Let's do Milwaukee. Right. Because it ain't a coincidence that all these lights. I mean, forget about if it's a blue light or a black light. Why are the lights changing that color anyway? Why? Ask that question. Right. It looks like a black light to me to find out if somebody got a certain you know what. But anyway. Some Milwaukee drivers have noticed that streetlights along interstates have recently taken on a distinctive purple hue. It's not on purpose. A technical issue caused the 3-year-old LED lights to change colors. Let's see. I got an LED light. Right now. And it's been plugged. My LED light's been, let's see. I wonder what's the date when this LED light was manufactured, because my light ain't turning purple. I mean, come on now. My lights are LED lights all throughout this house, and not one of them has turned purple. But, maybe it's just, the street light poles or something is making them change, the color or whatever. But, that remains to be known. Gosh, this is annoying. I'm trying to find out how in the heck did I change this. I didn't even press nothing. I just, whatever. Let's see here. Notifications, screen capture, visibility. What did I press, man? Oh, that's nightlight. That's visibility. I don't need that. What is this? Lock. Shut down. Sign in. Let's see here. I'll just continue with this story. I'll figure this out, man. I just don't understand how this whole thing, because it's like it's on another mode or whatever. Because usually all up here where my tabs are, usually up here where all my tabs is, it'll be white, and I press something and it just turned black all of a sudden. I don't know. Let's just keep reading here. So it says right here. The State Department of Transportation installed a batch of LED lights in 2018 as part of a wide-scale conversion of Milwaukee's street lights led by the Department of Public Works in an effort to save energy costs. In March, hundreds of lights, mostly in the southern region, began changing color from white to purple because of a technical glitch in the bulb. Remember that last article said if we take that at face value, then people will believe it. I don't believe a damn thing these people tell me. I don't believe a word. There ain't no way that you could tell me. Let me stop sharing my screen. It ain't no way you could tell me that light right there is just going to magically turn purple. You can't tell me that. That's an LED light, by the way. All right, let's get to this article. let's get back into this article. Share. And then I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna bring this up to refresh. I'm gonna bring this other one up just to refresh everybody's memory, because I want to kind of look a little bit more into that. And you guys are gonna see what I'm talking about in a minute, right? You guys are gonna see what I'm talking about in a minute. Let me finish with this article here. Michael Pirates, whatever his name is, regional communications manager for the Department of Transportation, Southern Region, said the manufacturer who supplied the lights, American Electric Lighting, will be replacing the lights and compensating the department. Oh, did they change them? No. We're not going to a purple huge street light plan, Pritt said. It didn't. I didn't imagine that anybody was going to become that attached to them. The replacement lights will again be bright white for street for safely light. Oh, to safely light. Sorry, to safely light our interstate system, he said. Pirates said the department estimates around 300 lights have changed color. Really? 300 lights in like how many cities? Probably, I mean, not even cities, states. Let's say states. So 300 lights in all these states just changed purple. 300. I bet if I was to go to a picture and count all the lights that look purple, it'd be way over 300. But, you know, across the country, only 300 lights across the country. That's like one in every 2,000 lights would have to be purple in every state for it to be 300. And they still can't explain why they changing purple in China and Europe and stuff like that. I mean, what about them? Are you guys supplying them over there too? Let me just show you something. Let me just do this. Bring this one down. And look at this. Let's see if what they're saying is actually true, right? Let's see here. It's upstate. That's Maryland, Florida, South Florida. I just want to see. I want to see if I can find New York. New York. Newark. Let me see if I can find one. Orlando. Wow, 300 lights. Oh. No. Either way it goes, I was trying to see if I could find an article from somewhere else that's talking about the same thing, but oops, I closed the wrong tab. All right, let me see here. Let me go to my history here real quick. Go. Boom. Boom. All right. I guess while I'm doing that, let me see here. I'm gonna have to bring up this other little thing here, because a lot of people don't believe we're living in the last days, although they're basically, telling you we are living in the last days based off what they are doing, right? I'm gonna leave that right there real quick, and then I'm gonna continue reading this, and I'm gonna bring up exactly what it is a lot of fixtures. Fixtures. There are also time. There is also time built in to allow for inclement weather conditions. What is this? Oh, the same thing. Wrote Pirates in the email. Many communities around the country are experiencing the purple light effect, including Ia Clark and the cities in Kansas, South Carolina, Illinois, Florida. Duke Energy, which installed the lights in some other regions, said there are likely thousands of LED lights installed throughout the country will turn purple. Oh, now it's thousands. It's thousands that's going to end up turning purple. It's thousands. So I don't see any. I mean, to be honest, I don't got any street lights around here that turn purple, but you know, it is what it is. But let's get into this, right? Let's get into this. So I just showed you guys. Let's do a quick recap before I get into that one. I just showed you guys exactly what it is. And, you know, this, now, if anybody heard or remember the video I did a while back, or if you guys seen the video I shared when I was talking about that dream I had, and people were basically glowing like a light. But, you know, this is just body art. I'm not saying this is anything to do with it, but I'm just saying this is what the blue art, the black light does. You know, this paint probably can't even be seen without the black light. But, you know, it's very, very odd that that stuff started popping up 2020, 2021. Look at this. You see this? Yeah. Now, this is one thing that I'm starting to wonder here. Why in the heck did they scrub all the information on this thing right here? Oh, let me do something. Let me do something a little bit better for you guys. Let me stop sharing my screen because I don't want to get in trouble by YouTube for speaking the truth. You know, I don't want to get shut down because I'm just pointing out stuff that I shouldn't be pointing out. So let me bring this up real quick. Go to my let's go to my page, and I'm gonna see if this is the same pattern here that I did in a video about a few years ago. Let's see here. Go here. I was going to bring that up. All right. So I would have had to stop sharing my screen because when I go on the web and I type up YouTube, it'll bring up my YouTube app on my Chromebook. So let me see here. Go here. Because I don't want them to see this video that they ain't pulled down yet. And I'm hoping that they don't pull it down. But if they do pull it down, I mean, let's see. Right here. All right. Right there. I'm pretty sure that I wasn't talking about nothing too much. All right. So I'm bringing this up, share the screen one more time, and we're going to go back and we're going to revisit this this pattern here. Oops, wrong screen. All right, wrong screen. Go back. Forgot I gotta go to the YouTube. Give me a second. All right. So a few years back, I did this video. Well, a year ago. This video right here. I wish I could blow it up somehow. But yeah, I did this video right here. Let me give me a second. You might hear echo. All right. So I just had to make sure my what's his name is working, because I keep seeing this buffering thing on my phone. So I want to make sure it's my live is still going. But anyway, I did this video about a year ago. And let me see. Let's go and see if I could I'm gonna see if if this is it. Because if it's not, then I'm just gonna shut it down after this. All right, that is in French. I want the one for English. And it is. Right. All right, so they didn't scrub it, but they scrubbed all the other information that was up here about it. But give me one second. All right, I had to go use the bathroom real quick. Oh, thank you, Jamie, for showing up. Look who just showed up. All right, so now let's get into this here. And Jamie, you're late because I'm about to get off after this. If you want to look at the Nahum thing, Jamie, you gotta start at the beginning. But let's see here. Let me share my screen. Let's dig a little bit more into this, because I think this is very important that we all know what is going on. Right? Take a look. Right? I'm gonna give you guys a second to sit here and read that title. All right. So, for you guys that know, I already did a video about this. Wait, is that it? No, that's translate. All right. Oh, it's in French. That's why. Okay. English. All right. Page could not be translated. Of course, they don't want to translate the page. Okay. Oops. Didn't mean to go back there. Let me take these down. Take this down and take this down. Right. They even changed the name of it. I just noticed that they changed the name. It's W-O. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Give me a second. Hold on. I know they didn't change the name. W-O 2020 0. Oh. I put in the wrong one. Sorry about that. This right here is what I'm talking about. It's this right here. It wasn't that. That was the wrong pattern. I think I typed it in wrong. But this right here is what I'm talking about. I want you guys to read that. So, does this here ring a bell to anybody? I mean, the patent was put out in 2020. And I ain't making no unnecessary connections, so don't start thinking anything different. But yeah. Cryptocurrency system using body activity data. Yeah. Looks like the cloud. Looks like a quantum computer. Looks like a person here. Right? Let's just look. We're just looking. We're just being a little suspicious here. Because when I read this here, okay, load already. When I read this, we all know what this says, right? When I read that there, it just says something to me. And because of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. Oh, wait. Let me just do this too for you guys. Since we talk about current events. Let's bring this up too. Right? Let's bring this up too. And he calls all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, that no man might buy or sell, save he that hath the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 613. threescore and 6. Take a look at that title for me again. I mean, is it just a coincidence that they call this patent WO 2020 060606? Oh, for you guys that are that probably don't know this. Now, I'm not saying he is, and I ain't saying he isn't, but he's still at the top of the list. But just bear with me real quick. I'm not saying he is, and I ain't saying he ain't. Let's see here. I mean, what? I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just some strange days we living in where it just seems to be like they're just putting little hints in the, But anyway, let's get off of that, right? Let's get off of that, right? Anyway, let's read the abstract here in English. Human body activity associated with a task, provided to a user may be used in a mining process of a cryptocurrency system. Sorry. A server may provide a task to the device of a user which is communicatively coupled with the server. A sensor communicatively coupled to or comprised in the device of the user may sense body activity of the user. And guess who the user is? Body activity data may be generated based on the sensed body activity of the user. The cryptocurrency system, communicatively coupled with the device of the user, may verify if the body activity data satisfies one or more conditions set by the cryptocurrency system and award cryptocurrency to the user whose body activity data is verified. Sounds marketable-vicious to me. But anyway, this kind of sounds like the mark. If you ask me. For those that are new and probably didn't go back and look at my old stuff. Now, there was something else in here. This is an international application. The applicant is Microsoft Technology Licensing. Let's see here. Where is that? Let's see here. Description. Let's look at the description here. Cryptocurrency system using body activity data. Well, why do you think they're coming out with this right here? Of course, they're not going to tell you here that, hey, this right here is going to apply. Here it is. A virtual currency also known as a digital currency, which is what this is, right? Right? It says it right there. Also known as a digital currency is a medium of exchange implemented through the internet, generally not tied to a specific government-backed flat print currency such as the US dollar or the euro, and typically designed to allow instantaneous transactions. And this goes off body activity data. You know, it's something that's tracking your body activity. Hint, hint. How's it going to do that? I mean, it has to be somewhere. I mean, what are they going to do? Let's see here. I'm trying not to say what I want to say, but, you know, and typically designed to allow instantaneous transaction and borderless transfer of ownership. One example of virtual currency is cryptocurrency, wherein cryptography is used to secure transaction and to control the creation of new units. Let's read number 2 here. Several cryptocurrencies exist. Among these, the most well-known is a blockchain-based cryptocurrency. Most blockchain-based cryptocurrencies is decentralized in the sense that it has no central point of control. What does it sound like? They're going to tell you in a minute. However, blockchain-based currency can also be implemented in a centralized system such as this. In a centralized system having a central point of control over the country, such as these guys right up here. And this is the only reason why I'm revisiting this is because nope, that's not it. It's not it. This is going inside the body. This is going inside. This ain't got nothing to do with itself. You know they got a what's that guy's name? He said everything is gonna be in I'm not even gonna go there. Let me just keep going on with this here. However, blockchain-based cryptocurrency can be implemented in a centralized system having a central point of control over the cryptocurrency. Bitcoin is one of the examples of blockchain-based cryptocurrency is described in a 2008 article by Satoshi Nakamoto named Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer review, I guess. No, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. Let's see here. Let's go down here. Let me show you why I said what I said about that, right? Number 6. You guys can't see it. It's kind of small. I'm pretty sure you guys can't see it. It's pretty small. Systems, methods, and hardware aspects of computer readable storage media are provided herein for a cryptocurrency system using the human body activity data. According to various embodiments of the present disclosure, a server may provide a task to a device of a user, which is communicatively coupled to the server. A sensor. Let me see where they're getting to the diagrams, right? Right here. This is where they show the diagrams. And let me see if they got the diagram. Actually, let me bring up another page. And that way, while I'm reading this, while I'm reading that part, I can show you the diagram that they're talking about at the same time. So let me bring this up again. Boom. All right. So here's the diagram. I'm just bringing up a different tab. Close that down. I'm gonna leave this CBDC up here because this is what's gonna tie in with that. All right. So you see down here, they say brief description of the drawings. This is the drawings. Oops. Let me see here. Where is it? Excuse me. This is the drawing which they're referring to right here. All right. So the user, the communication network, the cryptocurrency system, the sensor, and user device. This is the user. This is the user's device. So let's go here. And let's see what it says here. Various embodiments. Let's look at what this word means here. Just so you guys could get a understanding of what this word means. Let's see here. A tangible or visible form of an idea, quality, or feeling. That doesn't. What's the concept of what is embodiment in human person? Let's look at that. Embodiment usually refers to how the body and its interactive processes such as perception or cultural acquisition through the sense aid, enhance or interface with the development of the human functioning. So this is what the embodiment is. They say that, you know, what does it mean to say a person is embodied? If you say someone, if you embody someone, you put him or her in body. Him or her in body as when an actor gives a complete and compelling representation of a character. He embodies truth, or she is the embodiment of goodness. How do you practice embodiment? Let's look at this here. Embodiment practices dance, movement, therapy, visualizations, sensory awareness, and progressive muscle relaxation. All right, that deals with something else. That's something else. What is spiritual embodiment? What is embodied spiritually? Embodied spiritually refers to a lived experience of spirituality that is grounded in the body. Why does it keep saying in the body? Right? Why does embodiment deal with in the body? So I just wanted to bring that up. I just wanted to get a couple of examples there on what that is saying. Body activity is being tracked when you are getting paid by your body activity already due. It's called a time card and a paycheck. Oh, well, that's going out the window soon, Arctic Timberwolf, because according to them, let's just read this diagram here and you'll see exactly what I'm saying. Various embodiments in accordance with the present disclosure will be described with referencing the drawings in which figure 1, let's look at what figure 1 shows us here. Let's look. Figure 1. This is figure 1 right here. It says it right there. Figure 1. Let's do a little bit of investigation on what this is talking about. Figure 1 illustrates an example environment in which some exemplary embodiments of the present disclosure may be practiced. Figure 2. Let's look for figure 2. All right. Let me see where they got the diagrams at. Where's these diagrams? Drawings. Yeah, drawings right there. All right, figure 2. Let's look here. All right, so this is figure 1 right here, which is what we just looked at, and it's on the front page. All right. So this is you probably might have to turn your phone to the side or something. I don't know how you're gonna read it, because they got all this stuff to the side. But this is during the dealing with the network. So this is figure 2. Let's look at what figure 2 says here. Figure 2 shows a system diagram of a decentralized cryptocurrency system according to an exemplary embodiment of the present disclosure. All right, figure 3. Let's read figure 3 and then look at what it says. Figure 3 shows a flow diagram of a computer implemented method according to an exemplary embodiment of the present disclosure. Let's look at what figure 3 shows us here. Figure 3, sliding on. Right, this is figure 3, and it says here, task server, provide task, sensor, sense user body activity. How are they going to do that? User device, generate body activity data, cryptocurrency system, and then it says verified body activity data, award cryptocurrency. You know, you're basically working, right? You're working. So if this is a cryptocurrency, which is a digital currency, then how in the heck are they going to be providing the task user with this digital currency for certain body activity? I just got to ask that. Arctic Timberwolf, can you explain that to me? How is it that they're going to pay somebody a digital currency off their body activity when they are performing certain things that are tasked to them, and when they're done with their task, they're awarded the digital currency? I mean, if something has to be digital, then it would have to be on like phone or chip or come on, man. You gotta make this make sense. You a tech guy. Come on, make this make sense for me. Figure 3 shows a flow diagram of a computer implemented according to the exemplary embodiment of the present disclosure. Figure 4, that's gonna get really, really. You're gonna see exactly what this thing is gonna be doing. Says here, figure 4 shows a flow diagram of an operation for generating body activity. So they're going to show you how you're generating this body activity in the diagram and how the person is going to be receiving their reward for their body activity that they basically are tracking, right? So let's look at this. Figure 4. How is this going to be implemented? Let's go down here, figure 4. Let's see here. Let's read this. It says here, Operation 320. Codify sensed body activity, generate hash, operation. So that's what that is, right? I mean, I'm not a tech guy, so I don't know what all this big techie stuff means, but I'm just reading this and I'm like, okay. Figure 5 shows a flow diagram of an operation for verifying body activity data according to an exemplary embodiment of the present disclosure. Let's look at what figure 5 says here. Let's look on over at figure 5. It says Operation 330. Hash is written. Hash is within target range. Yes. Rehash data of body activity. Rehashed data hash received from user device Question mark. Yes. Okay. Figure 6 illustrates a blockchain and two exemplary blocks of the blockchain according to the exemplary embodiment of the present disclosure. Let's look on here. Number 6. Figure 6. Blockchain. Create a current hashtag or hash. Transaction task awarded cryptocurrency. Previous. This is previous. This is block N1 and this is block N. And these are what I would say resemble quantum computers. Figure 7 shows a flow diagram of a computer implemented method using a vector or embedding according to another exemplary embodiment of the present disclosure. That's in figure 7. Let's look at what figure 7 is showing us here. Because, I'm all about getting down to the nitty gritty of all this stuff, right? Oh, I didn't know I could blow it up. Oh, okay. There we go. So you can click on that. When you go to this, you can type in WO 2020. So it says here, provide task 310. Sense user body activity 320. Produce vectors 710, and that's in 330. Generate hash, that's 720. Receive data of body activity and vectors 730 and 340. Vectors have desirable mathematical property, question mark, no. Yes. Rehash body activity 750. Rehash data vectors received from user device, question mark, no. Yes. 760. Award cryptocurrency. That's what it's going to do. Now, then it says here, corresponding numerals and symbols, right? They like to work in numbers and symbols and all, but corresponding numerals and symbols in the different figures generally refer to corresponding parts unless otherwise indicated. The figures are drawn clearly to clearly illustrate the relevant aspects of the embodiment and are not necessarily drawn to scale. Then it says here, this detailed description of embodiments. Now they're going to give us a detailed description here. Let's see here what it says. Because when this comes around right here, when this comes around, they got to use something. They got to use something to know if your body is fulfilling the task so that your body can be rewarded crypto, right? Cryptocurrency. That's what it's talking about. That's what it's showing right there. Figure 1. Right? Let's go back. Go back to figure 1. Right? This is what it's showing right here in figure 1. 145. Let's look for that, right? Let's see if it says anything about 145. Because 145 is the person. Let's see here. It's a long. All right, here it is right here. All this stuff right here. You see all this stuff right down here from 21 and all this right here. It's telling you how to. Let's just read it, right? Let's just read it. In the following detailed description, reference is made to the accompanying drawings from which a part hereof and in which are shown by way of illustration specific embodiments in which the invention may be practiced. These embodiments are described in sufficient detail to enable those skilled in the art to practice the invention, and it is to be understood that the embodiments may be utilized and that structural, logical, and electrical changes, talking about your body, may be made without departing from the what? I'm gonna blow this up. You can't make this stuff up, man. You can't make this stuff up. Changes may be made without departing from the spirit. There you have that. Anyway, scope of the and scope in the spirit and scope of the invention, right? I'm just looking at all these little key little words they're throwing out there, right? But anyway, the following detailed description is therefore not to be taken in a limiting sense, and the scope of the invention is defined only by the appended claims and equivalents thereof, like numbers in a figure, in the figure's reference to like components. So they're basically saying that your body's a component of this, right? Because that's what they got right there, right? They don't have anything else in this diagram, but the body has one of these components, right? It says the diagram shows you with the numbers what the components are, right? So your body is one of the components. So let's see here. Following description thereof is taken into the limited sense. All right, components which should be apparent from the context of use. 20. The term cryptocurrency may mean a digital currency in which encryption techniques are used to regulate the generation of units of currency and verify the transfer of funds. Many cryptocurrencies include the use of blockchain to provide security and prevent fraud as double spending. Some embodiments of the present disclosure may be used in alternate cryptocurrency mechanisms other than a blockchain. So it says other cryptocurrency mechanisms other than the blockchain. Okay, so there's something else that they could use other than the blockchain. The system, method, and computer program products described herein may be applied to both centralized and decentralized cryptocurrency networks or databases. Figure 1 illustrates the example. Figure 1 illustrates an example environment 100. Let's look at figure 1 again, because they're going to tell us figure 1. Where's 100? Oh, figure 100 is right up here. So I guess whatever's up here is supposed to be 100 because they got the number right there. Let's see here. Let's see. Figure 100, which is some exemplary embodiments of the present disclosure may be practiced. Example, environment 100 includes, but is not limited to, at least one of the tasks over 110, which is I say that 110 is the quantum computer, 110 right there. It looks like a D-wave right there, but just a little speculation. Let's keep going. So at least one task of server 110, communication network 120. So let's see what communication network 120 is. So 120 is right here, communication network. And it looks like what? A cloud. Kind of like, the stuff that you're uploading, whatever. Anyway, I want to kind of see where they get into 145, right? Let's see. Well, I'm going to just try and go through this a little quick. Here it is right here. Right there. All right, let's read this right here. This is going to give a full breakdown. Right? Full breakdown. 26. Sensor 140 may be configured to sense the body. Let's look again at what sensor 140. What is the sensor? 140, right? 140 sensor. What is that? 140. What's censoring it, right? It says 140 may be configured to sense body activity of the user 145, which is the person, because that's what 145 is. As you see on the diagram, it's 145 is a person. As illustrated in Figure 1, sensor 140 may be a separate component of from the user device 130 and be operably and or communicatively connected to user device 130. So let's look at 140 and 130 and see what this is talking about. So 130 is the user's device. And 140, where's 140? Is the sensor. So the sensor is in the user's device. The sensor is to sense the body activity. Let's see here. Boop, 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 boop. As illustrated. Figure 140 may be separate component from user device 130 and may be operably or communicatively connected to user device 130. So 140 and 130 are connected. Alternatively, sensor 140 may include or integrate the user in. Alternatively, sensor 40 may be included and integrated in user device 130. So they talking about 140 and 130, right? 130 is the sensor, the user device. 140 is the sensor. So the sensor is going to go into the user's device. Okay, integrated. Sensor 140 may include, for example, not limited to, functional magnetic reasoning image, fMRI, scanners. Well, you know, when you go in to get an MRI, what do? Scanners or sensors, encephalography or EEG, right? Sensors near infrared. Oh, wait, what were we just talking about? Wasn't we just talking about this just a few minutes ago? Wasn't we just talking about this? No. It can't be. It can't be. Nope, can't be. Anyway, let's go on here. Where was I at? Oh, and it's gonna get even better. It's gonna get even better because it's gonna tell you it's a wearable device. But anyway, I skipped that. Alternative system, maybe here. All right. For example, user device 130 may be a wearable device having sensor 140 therein. The sensor 140 may transmit information data to user device 130. Sensor 140 may include, for example, but not limited to, functional magnetic reasoning imaging, sensors, or scanners. And that word, I'll just read it. Near infrared spectroscopy, sensors, heart rate monitors, thermal sensors, optical sensors, radio frequency sensors. Kind of sounds like RFID. But anyway, ultrasonic sensors, cameras, or any other sensor or scanner that can measure or sense body activity or scan human body. What kind of mouse am I using? Arctic. What kind of mouse am I using? Am I using a regular mouse, or am I using a mouse with a keypad, or am I using one of those little roller ball mouses on my computer? What am I using? I want you to answer that for me. All right, so it says here, I'm by no way being, I'm not trying to be an a-hole. I'm just asking you because you saying stuff, and yeah. All I'm doing is reading the article. Don't get mad at me. Go down to Microsoft and ask them, what are they doing? They're the ones that got this. They got this going on. I don't work at Microsoft. All right, so it says here, for instance, the fMRI may measure body activity by detecting changes associated with blood flow. So obviously to detect changes in your blood flow, it has to be something that's going to be in your body to detect your blood flow change. I mean, we all know that if you go to the hospital, they have to put something into you to detect that stuff. Or they use the little bag where they pump it up, they put it on your arm, and they take your blood level or whatever, your blood pressure. Yeah. For instance, the fMRI may measure body activity by detecting changes associated with blood flow. The fMRI, may use a magnetic field or radio waves. Kind of sounds like, let me just do this here. It kind of sounds like this right here. Kind of sounds like this right here. It just sounds like it. So sounds like it. They're talking about scanning and the computer giving out let's get off that real quick. Let's go back here. Because I might be connecting some dots that I shouldn't even be connecting, right? Give me a second. I gotta go grab my phone charger. I mean, instead of trying to argue with what I'm reading, why don't you just sit and just think for a minute? Why are they doing it? Why would they need to monitor your heart rate, your blood activity, your blood flow, all this stuff, thermal sensors? Why do they need all that stuff, right? Just to give you a crypto, right? Why do they need that? Question that. Don't question me. I'll just read what they wrote. All right, let's see. Get this plugged in. All right. This on here. All right. I had to charge my phone because my phone about to die. All right, so it says here, for instance, the fMRI may measure body activity by detecting changes associated with blood flow. Read that. The fMRI may use a magnetic field and radio waves to create detailed images of the body, e.g., blood flow to the brain to detect areas of activity. The material, this is a link here. I don't know what that brain movies, whatever, says. This material shows an example of how, I can't even click the link because they don't got the link clickable so we could watch the or read this news from Berkeley EDU on brain movies. Shows one example of how the fMRI can measure brain activity associated with visual information and generate image data. So let's see here. Let's see how the person is going to get the cryptocurrency for their body activity. Talks about computer device and blah, blah, blah. It's in here somewhere. After this, I'm going to get off. I won't hold you guys too long. It's in 34. It says method 300 begins at operation 310, illustrate figure 3. So that figure 3 is that other one, where task server 110 provides one or more tasks to device 130 of user 145 over communication network 120. The tasks include, for example, but not limited to, watching or listening information, e.g. advertisement, for certain time using services such as search engine, chatbot, email, social media networking service, and any internet or web service. Wow. You're going to be you're going to be connected to the web. What? Uploading or sending information data to a website, a server or network, e.g. content sharing website and cloud network or server, or any other information or service which may produce effects on the user. In the blockchain, the task or tasks may be included as a transaction in the public ledger 230. And then they go into all these reCAPTCHA, the capture and reCAPTCHA, that stuff that you gotta, show them that you're not a human, and you gotta, do the little click on all the buses in the pictures and all that stuff. That's what, Furthermore, the task provided by task server 110 can include solving a test for distinguishing human from machine input so that humans, but not computers, are able to pass it, such as computer automated programs to tell computers and what is this? Flumens? That they call, look, they don't even spell, look, they say flumens. What is flumen? What is this word right here? What is that? What is a flumen? Excuse me. All right, so what is a flumen? Computers and flumens apart, right? It's supposed to be humans, but I don't know. CAPTCHA and the reCAPTCHA, which is a what is that? Which is a CAPTCHA-like system designed to establish that a computer user is human, just like what I just said. The task may require user 145 to solve a verification challenge, for example, but not limited to, an image-based challenge, including instructions prompting user 145 to solve the challenge through interaction with one or more images. Right? That's what they basically, like I was saying when I was saying that the reCAPTCHA, the CAPTCHA thing was supposed to be like when you picking out these basically when you go and log on to like a government website, like say for instance unemployment, and they say they put that little reCAPTCHA thing down there, so when you log in, it'll say I'm not a robot at the top, right? And then they had that little whatever diagram there, and it says pick all the street lights in the pictures, and you only click on the street lights in the pictures. You don't click on nothing else, or else you'll be thought to be a computer, because only whatever. Anyway, let's see here. Where am I at? Like system established. All right, read that. All right. So I'm gonna read down to let me see here. I'm gonna read down to what I want to read to. All right, I'm gonna read this. I want to read everything dealing with 145 in it because 145 is the human user, right? Everything else is just talking about the algorithms and the encryptions and stuff that's going to be going back and forth through between the device that that they're going to be using to send the cryptocurrency to reward the user, which is you, the cryptocurrency for the task that it provided with to be completed. So it says here, let me go back up. At Operation 320, when or after a user performs the task provided by task server 110, sensor 140 may sense the body activity of that user 145 that is a body response related to the task provided by task server 110 and then transmit the sensed body activity of user 145 to user device 130. So are they just going to have this user device 130 and 140 following you around everywhere you go to, track all the body activity that you're going to be doing? Or is it something that they got to put inside of you to detect the changes in your blood flow and your brain activity and your visuals and all that? I don't know, man. The body activity may include, for example, but not limited to, radiation emitted. Oh, now we getting somewhere. So our body emits radiation. Is that what our body does now? Or is that something that our body's going to do when they, I don't know. Anyway, let's see here. It says here, and I'm just reading word for word what they're saying. The body activity may include, for example, but not limited to, radiation emitted from the human body, brain activity, blood flow, body fluid flow, e.g., blood flow, organ activity or body movement. Organ activity or movement, body movement, and other activities that can be sensed and represented by images, waves, signals, text, numbers, degrees, or any other forms of information or data. Examples of body radiation emitted from the body may include radiant heat of the body, pulse rate, or brain wave. Brain waves. Wasn't Obama talking about something a while back when he was talking about that brain gate technology, how they studying and mapping the human brain and all? I don't know. Maybe that was just something that he was just saying when he was just saying that, right? He was just saying that, and he was just blowing smoke, basically. Let's just say he was blowing smoke, right? When he said that. Let's see here. Examples. Okay, radiant body heat. All right. Brain waves may compromise, for example, but not limited to, gamma waves involved in learning and memory tasks, beta waves involved in logical thinking and or conscious thought, alpha waves, which may be, so they're going to be tracking your subconscious thoughts too, which may be related to subconscious thoughts, theta waves, which may be related to thoughts involving deep and raw emotions, delta waves, which may be involved in sleep or deep relaxation. So how in the heck are they going to be knowing when you sleep? How are they going to be knowing when you having conscious and unconscious thoughts? How are they going to know all this stuff? What device is going to be with you when you're in your home to be tracking all this, to award you your cryptocurrency? Because according to this, you're going to have a device and a sensor And it's going to be coupled with the user 145, which is the human being, to track and trace all your body activities, even on down to your blood flow. Sleep and deep relaxation. Electroencephalograph, which may be measurement used to evaluate the electrical activity of the brain. How are they going to do that? Such as deep concentration. Wow. This must be some kind of I don't know. What do you guys think? How do you think they're going to be tracking all this stuff? Examples of the body movement may include eye movement. What? They're going to be knowing when you're moving your eyes. Every time you look left and right, they're going to know. How are they going to know? What if you're in your home and you're not around any so-called sensors or any devices in your sleep? So your phone or a computer or a camera, that stuff could look at your brain waves now. That stuff could track when you're in deep thought, when you're in deep relaxation, when you're, come on, man. Come on now. I mean, come on now. Common sense says something ain't right. And just the patent number, WO 2020-060606. I mean, I'm just saying, why would they name the Patent Act? Why are they wanting to know everything you're doing? Why they want to be inside your body? Come on now. Gosh. Man, let me pull up that video real quick. Let me stop sharing this. Let me stop sharing. Hold on. Let me highlight where I left off, man. Let me highlight where I left off. And then I'm gonna play this video. I want to get it from the horse's mouth now. Let me stop sharing this. Let's get it from the horse's mouth. I probably might got to do some deep digging for this one because I don't even know the guy's name. Yuval. How you guys spell Yuval? I don't know how to spell the guy. I don't know how to spell the guy's name. Dang, man, I wish I'd. Let me see if it'll bring it up. I know his name is Urari something. Yeah, this ain't what I'm looking for. Yeah. Yeah. Rari. Let me see here. Let me find. I'll have to find this real quick. Just give me a second, because I really want to get this. Because when I say stuff, people don't believe when somebody like regular old me is saying it. But when you get the developer that created it saying it, oh, you can't say they making it up there because he created the device, right? Let me get this in his own words. Sometimes it just helps when you get the words from the horse's mouth. See, that ain't bringing that up, man. Oh man, this is gonna be so hard to find because they ain't gonna put this on the internet. They make videos about it, but they ain't gonna leave it up. Let me see here. Let me see here. Give me 1 second. I'm about to trying to find this video. Man, I need to start saving videos like that, man, because let me see here. Just give me 1 second. See if I can find this real quick. I think it's in this one right here. You know, give me 1 second. Oh, okay. Let me write it down. Where my pen go? That's his name. I want to get it out the horse's mouth. I want to get it out the horse's mouth. Is it the first one or the? Oh, it's Yuval Noah Harari. That's his name. I knew it was his name. Yuval Noah. I just couldn't spell it. Harari. All right. Bring this up. Then we're gonna read the rest of this nice little article here, and we're gonna go back. I'm gonna get off here, to be honest. I guess this was something that I guess it's something Yuval. Yeah, here you go. Oh, this is a perfect one right here. Let me hold on.
Let this soft mineral melt in your mouth to rebuild your gums and teeth and never need a dentist again.
Yeah, shut up. I don't like ads.
World Economic Forum.
All right. Let me get my banner ready. Boom. Fair use for your YouTube controllers. Let's see here. Let's get this. Let's get it out of the words of the horse's mouth. Right. This one right here. I'm gonna play this one, but I'm also gonna play the one where he said, there's a couple I want to play from this dude, where he was talking about how your phone and everything's gonna be inside you. Humans are hackable animals. Humans are hackable animals. Right? And then he was talking about, you know, when you go out and you go and buy stuff and, you know, you feel safe and you know, all that stuff. And he was talking about free will. That's over. Like you're going to lose. And this right here is the perfect video for this, for this. WEF advisor Yuval Harari explains why he'll worship the Antichrist instead of God. Oh. What do those people do when they worship the Antichrist? Oh, right. Cause all, both small, great, rich, and poor, free and bond. Let's play a little bit of this. I want to see. I kind of want to get to where he's talking, not this guy talking. I want to get it from his own mouth. Here it is right here. Let's play a little bit of this. Let's take a listen. Let's listen real close and real good.
God means to him.
So do you believe in God?
No.
Okay, so you don't believe in God.
The word is problematic. There are two kinds of gods in the world. And people tend
There's two kinds of gods in the world.
to mix them. There is one God, the mystery God, about which we know nothing.
The mystery God, the Antichrist, which we know nothing about. Let's continue.
The chief characteristic of this God is that he is mysterious, and humans can't understand and can't say anything about this God.
Oh, no, he's talking about the real God there. Sorry. The second God is the one that he's, let's listen what he's saying about the second God. There's two gods in the world.
And this is a mysterious God. The chief characteristic of the mysterious God is that we know nothing about him or her or it, and I'm perfectly happy.
Hold on, is my screen sharing? Hold on, wait a minute. My phone is back. I'm like way back. Let me see here. All right, my screen is sharing. I thought something going on with my live. I was about to say, so y'all can't see my screen. All right, I'm looking on my phone. My screen was black. Hold on.
With this God.
He suggests that he is not opposed to an impersonal force that created the universe. That's
all right. I don't want to get his commentary. I want to get the words from Mr. Yuval Harari himself. I don't want commentary. Sorry if it got to be like that, but I got to skip through the video anyway. So if he got a copyright on his video, I don't want to get copyright striked. So let's continue with Mr. Harari. Let me see if he got the actual video. Let me go in his descriptions here. I'll play it from there. Oop, I didn't want to go to the guy page. Anyway, I'll do all that later. Let's just continue listening to this nutbag talk about how, what he's talking about.
I mean, who started the Big Bang? Or how did life start? And all the things that science doesn't know, people say, oh, this is God. And this is a mysterious God. The chief characteristic of the mysterious God is that we know nothing about him or her or it, and I'm perfectly happy with this God.
Notice he said he is completely happy with the idea.
Yeah, we want to hear what he has to say. Though. I understand that you got to do like me and, give your commentary and skip around video. And but just for the sake of time.
The concrete lawgiver God. And about this God, we know far too much. We know exactly what this God thinks about female attention, about human sexuality, about who should you vote on elections, everything.
Now that God he's talking about is the Antichrist. The one that, anyway, let me find a better video. I want to get the video. Let me see. I'm going to put this in. Because we're just hackable animals, right? Free will, that's over. Here it is.
So what do you understand? is happening in the world?
We are facing enormous challenges, unprecedented challenges. I mean, when you try to look beyond the constant news cycle of every day, I think three major threats present themselves as major threats to human civilization itself. And these are nuclear war and ecological collapse and technological disruption. I think the most important thing to know about living in the 21st century is that humans are now hackable animals. To hack a human being means to understand that human better than he or she understand themselves, which was never possible in history before on a massive scale. I mean, on an individual level, yes. My mother, at least until a certain age, knew me better than I knew myself.
Dartboard.
And that was good, because her interests were aligned with mine. And then after a certain age, it's not so good if your mother still knows you better than you know yourself. But it's much, much worse if there is a corporation or a government, rather than a parent, that knows you better than you know yourself.
Does it have to be worse?
Again, it could be used for good purpose. I'm not saying let's stop all technological progress. But if it falls into the hand of a 21st century Stalin, the result is the worst totalitarian regime in history, and we already have a number of applicants for the job of 21st century Stalin. So we need to be
talk about the Antichrist. The 21st century Stalin is Antichrist. That's who he's referring to.
About it. What I meant is that Homo sapiens is now acquiring technologies that can either destroy us or upgrade us, but
destroy or upgrade you
will not leave us as we are. Authority will gradually shift from us to these corporate or government algorithms that will.
Now you hear what he said there. He said corporate or government algorithms. Let's take a look here at what this is saying here, because it says it right in here too. Let me stop sharing my screen real quick and share this other screen. Watch this. You hear what he just said. He said, I'm just going to read it. He was talking about the algorithm, right? "39. At Operation 420, the codified body activity may be converted into an encrypted output by using an encryption algorithm, such as a hash algorithm or function. For example, hash functions include functions that map an initial input data set of an output data set. Generally, the hash function may be any function that can be used to map data of arbitrary size to data of fixed size. The hash function allows one to easily verify that some input data maps to a given hash value. But if, hold on, something ain't right. The hash function allows one to easily verify that some input data maps to a given hash value. But if the input data is unknown, it is deliberately difficult to reconstruct it or any equivalent alternatives. By knowing the stored hash value, the hash algorithm or function may be included in the mining software or program of the cryptocurrency system or database. So let's just go back to this video. Let's listen to what Mr. Harari is saying here to everybody.
Increasingly decide almost everything about our life. You apply to the bank to get a loan, it's an algorithm that decides. You apply to get a job, it's an algorithm. Even questions like what to study or whom to marry will increasingly be decided by these algorithms.
So the algorithms is even going to decide who you marry.
to stay in the game, you need to get to know yourself better. Also, in order to protect yourself against being manipulated by these external forces.
What do you say to those who say, none of this is new, heard it all before, you're sensationalizing what is going on at present, not interested? To which you say what?
Yeah, some things are old, but you now have the biology to understand not only what I say and who I meet, but actually how I feel and what I think. So think 10, 20 years in the future, in North Korea or someplace like that, every citizen has a biometric bracelet on the hand. And they follow not just where you go, but how you feel. If there is a big speech by the big leader on the radio, everybody must listen. You can smile and you can clap your hands, but they know that you're actually angry. This is a kind of power that nobody in history ever had.
This is a kind of power that no one in human history has ever had. They can know when you're happy. It don't matter if you put on a smile, you clap your hands, they still know. Wait, didn't we just read this in this article, how they're going to be able to map your brain activity and your subconscious and your conscious thoughts and your deep thoughts and your sleep pattern? Let me just keep playing this.
It's far beyond even George Orwell's 1984.
And then he mentioned George Orwell's 1984. Oh, gee, what a coincidence. He mentions George Orwell's book, 1984. What was that book all about?
This is not science fiction. It's not 1,000 years in the future. Some regimes are already starting to build these total surveillance systems. Even now, we have 10, 20 years to do something about it.
See how they got that camera in the tree?
If we take the wrong decisions,
Nah, that's a tree stump right there. It just looks like a camera, right? No.
maybe there is no way back. Once you establish a kind of digital dictatorship that has this
Digital dictatorship, kind of like what we're reading about with this CBDC.
kind of knowledge of everybody, there is absolutely no way to destroy the system from within.
It seems at the end of this new global order, how important is that?
New global order, kind of like new world order. Oh, no, let me not say that. They're going to put that little box at the bottom of my video.
That there is that disconnect.
That's extremely dangerous because if we get into an arms race situation with AI, with genetics, with biotechnology,
There you go. There you go. Biotechnology. See that? See how they got that right there on the screen? Yeah, that. Huh. I don't know. Pam, you can't see my screen? Share screen. Yeah, I'm behind on my end. Oh, Jamie, my video gonna stay up. Don't worry.
it almost guarantees the worst outcome. Because no matter what dystopian scenario you think about, no matter what dangerous technological development you think about, in an arms race situation, the thinking will be, hey, we don't want to do it, but the Chinese are doing it.
In a nutshell, Jamie, Nahum was about the destruction of Nineveh. It's only 3 chapters, and yeah, that was back then. But
Or the Iranians are doing it, or the Israelis are doing it, and we can't be left behind. So even though it's dangerous, we'll do it first. And the other guys will say the same thing. And if we get into this arms race mentality,
I'm playing one more video. Because this video about to be over, I'm play one more. I don't like using other people's video. I want to fair use, man. Fair use. I just want to get Mr. Yarari.
You know, the whole idea that humans have, you know, this, they have this soul or spirit and they have free will and nobody knows what's happening inside me. So whatever I choose, whether in the election or whether in the supermarket, this is my free will, that's over. Free will, that's over. That's over. And nobody knows what's happening inside me. So whatever I choose, whether in the election.
No one knows what's happening inside me. That's what I wanted right there. Now we can stop with the video. No one knows what's happening inside. What is this patent right here talking about? I mean, come on, man. Common sense is like a rarity to most people in these days that just believe that everything's a conspiracy theory. Oh, these guys ain't doing nothing, you know, bring about a certain something, right? No one. Hey, we just read up here, right? We just read up here, right here. Let's read this again. I'll read this highlighted portion too. We're gonna read all this right here. We're gonna read all this because he said, you know, what's happening inside me. No one's gonna know what's happening inside me, and no one's gonna know what I'm going to choose and who I'm going to pick in the election. And free will, that's over. The body activity may include, for example, but not limited to, radiation emitted from the human body, brain activities, body fluid flow, e.g., brain flow, blood flow, organ activity, and or movement, body movement, and any other activities that can be sensed and represented by images, waves, signals, text, numbers, degrees, or any other form of information or data. Examples of body radiation emitted, body radiation emitted from human body may include radiant heat of the body, pulse rate, brain waves. Brain waves may comprise, for example, but not limited to, gamma waves involved in learning and memory tasks, beta waves involved in logical thinking or conscious thought, alpha waves, which may be related to subconscious thoughts, theta waves, which may be related to the thoughts involving deep or raw emotion. Didn't he just say that this stuff is over, that you have this sense of security or freedom, that, you know, no one knows what's going on inside you and all this stuff? Come on, man. And it said right here in this article, way before he even made that speech. Delta waves, which may be involved in sleep or deep relaxation, or in electroencephalograph, which may be measurement used to evaluate the electrical activity of the brain, such as deep concentration. Examples of the body movement may include eye movement, facial movement, and any other muscular movements. Furthermore, brain activity can be sensed using the fMRI. The fMRI measures brain activity by detecting changes associated with blood flow. This technique relies on the fact that cerebral blood flow and neuronal it sounds like something else, but I don't know. It deals with your neural activity are coupled. When an area of the brain is in use, blood flow to that region also increase. So yeah, you know, and then he talks about the algorithms here. Same thing he mentioned, talks about the algorithms. Let me just read one more. Now I'm gonna get off here. Referring back to figure 3, at Operation 340, cryptocurrency 150 verifies if the body activity data of user 145 generated by user device 130 satisfies one or more conditions set by an algorithm of cryptocurrency system 150. The conditions may be set by simulating human activity across all of body activities that can constitute hashes. Machine learning algorithms may be used to simulate body activities and set the conditions for valid body activities, for example, but not limited to using generative adversarial networks. So there you go, man. There you go. I'm gonna bring this down because I think I said a little bit too much, and I'd be surprised if they actually don't bring the video down. I didn't say anything that is going against guideline strikes, but they might just say that I did. But it is what it is. I hope everybody have a good rest of the day. I'm about to go and man, if you haven't watched the beginning of this live, I hope you watch the beginning, and I hope you watch all the information that was poured out in this live, because if they do for any reason take this down, if I were you, while I'm live right now, my video's still going, I'll be going and pulling some screen shares or some video recordings. Record the most important parts. So if it is taken down, you can go and share that information somewhere else. With that said, shalom, everybody. I hope you all have a wonderful and blessed day, and God help us all.